go, Eagles Nation. This is green and white blood running strong. First off, I want to thank every single subscriber, every fan who's been with us here on the channel. You're part of this passionate family that never gives up on the team. So smash that like button right now, because this is all about fight, heart, and green and white eyes on the win. This is Philadelphia Eagles, and we're coming in strong, always. Fly, Eagles, fly! The Philadelphia Eagles are set for a statement game this Sunday at Lincoln Financial Field. Forget the noise, forget what happened 2 weeks ago. This is about revenge, redemption, and the return of 3 key defensive players who could completely change the tone of this matchup against the New York Giants. This time, it's personal. The Eagles are wearing the Kelly green jerseys for the first time this season, and if recent history tells us anything, that's when the magic happens. They're undefeated in those uniforms over the past 2 years, and the energy around the locker room feels different, like everyone knows they're about to make a point. The last time these two teams met, it wasn't just a loss. It was a beating on national television. The Giants outplayed, outmuscled, and outlasted the Birds in every phase. Jackson Dart looked comfortable, evading pressure, making plays off script, and leaving the Eagles defenders gasping for air. It wasn't just poor tackling, it was a lack of fire. But now, the Eagles are getting back Jalen Carter, Nakobe Dean, and Quinyon Mitchell, one elite player at each level of the defense. And that's the difference between embarrassment and domination. Let's start with Carter. He's not just a defensive tackle, he's a game wrecker. Without him, the Eagles' edge rushers, guys like Jordan Davis and Moro Ojomo, had to overcompensate, taking awkward angles that left Dart wide lanes to escape through. With Carter back, the middle of that pocket collapses fast. It forces quarterbacks like Dart to stay inside, where he's far less dangerous. The ripple effect is huge. Edge rushers can focus on containment instead of reckless pursuit, and the pressure up the middle disrupts timing, confidence, and decision-making. Carter's presence changes everything. It gives the Eagles flexibility, structure, and attitude. Then there's Nakobe Dean. The Giants made the Eagles pay last time for missing him. They tried to spy Dart with Jihad Campbell and Zach Bond, but Dart's physicality overwhelmed them. He broke tackles, extended drives, and set the tone. Dean's return adds speed, precision, and instinct back to the linebacker unit. He's relentless in pursuit, sharp in his reads, and knows how to take the right angle to the ball. Against a mobile quarterback like Dart, that's exactly what you need. Someone who can match his energy and close the distance before things break down. With Dean, the open field tackling looks sharper, cleaner, and smarter. And in the secondary, Quinyon Mitchell's return might be the most underrated storyline of all. When he left that first game early with a hamstring injury, the coverage completely fell apart. Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson struggled badly, giving up big plays to receivers who shouldn't be creating that kind of separation. With Mitchell back alongside Cooper DeJean, the Eagles gained back their structure and communication in coverage. They can disguise looks, play more aggressively underneath, and actually dictate the flow instead of reacting to it. Even if the Giants' wide receiver core, Wandale Robinson, Darius Slayton, and Lil Jordan Humphrey, doesn't sound terrifying on paper, this defense can't afford to let them look like world beaters again. This rematch isn't just about talent, it's about energy. The last time out, the Eagles looked flat. They were tired, thin on depth, and couldn't answer the Giants' physicality. It's no secret that Thursday night games can sap your juice, but this Sunday feels different. The roster's healthier, the depth chart's stronger, and there's a sense of urgency to prove that last time was an outlier. You can hear it in the locker room. You can see it in the preparation. Players have talked about the embarrassment of that loss. Now it's about payback. The truth is, the Eagles beat themselves in that first game. Missed tackles, blown assignments, and mental mistakes turned what should have been a winnable matchup into a nightmare. But now, with Carter anchoring the middle, Dean patrolling sideline to sideline, and Mitchell locking down receivers, they've got the pieces to fix every major flaw that haunted them. It's not just about plugging holes, it's about restoring identity. This defense is built to dominate, not just survive. Of course, the offense will have its own challenges. Saquon Barkley hasn't found much rhythm behind a line that's been in flux. With Cam Jurgens ruled out and Brett Toth likely stepping in at center, there's some real concern about how the interior line will hold up against Dexter Lawrence. Jeff Stoutland's been here before. He's made some bold personnel calls that worked, and some that didn't. Toth's pass protection was solid against Minnesota, but the run blocking? Not so much. Against a powerhouse like Lawrence, that could be the breaking point. Some fans are already wondering if it's time to give rookie Drew Kendall a shot, the athletic center they drafted specifically for this kind of moment. Kendall's mobility would fit perfectly in an outside zone scheme, something that could get Barkley into space, where he's at his best. Still, the Eagles have enough talent, experience, and motivation to make this a statement game. This isn't a toss-up. This is the kind of matchup where stars rise, old mistakes fade, and the team reminds everyone why they're contenders in the NFC. If they can stay disciplined, keep Dart in the pocket, and open running lanes early, this could turn into one of those classic Kelly Green performances that fans talk about all season. The kind of game that reminds everyone what this team is really capable of when everything clicks. So here's the question, after what happened in that first matchup, and with Carter, Dean, and Mitchell back in action, do you believe this Eagles defense will dominate the Giants the way they're built to? If you watched that first game, you remember how uncomfortable it felt. Every third down, every missed tackle, every coverage breakdown, it was the kind of performance that makes fans stare at the screen wondering, who are these guys? But the real version of the Philadelphia Eagles is about to show up. What we're going to see on Sunday is a team that learned its lesson the hard way and is ready to remind the league that the road to the NFC still runs through Philadelphia. The key will be discipline. Vic Fangio knows that Jackson Dart thrives when the play breaks down. If the Eagles' edge rushers can stay controlled, let Carter and Davis collapse the pocket, and force Dart to stay inside, his improvisational game disappears. That's where Nakobe Dean's instincts and sideline range become lethal. You can almost picture it, Dean knifing through traffic, cutting off Dart's escape route, bringing him down before he even has time to look upfield. And when the secondary holds up behind him, when Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean keep tight coverage on those shallow routes that the Giants love to hit, that's when turnovers start to happen. This defense hasn't looked like itself in a while, but on Sunday, you could see flashes of what made it elite: speed, physicality, and pure attitude. What's different about this week is the emotional edge. The locker room feels like a pressure cooker, frustration mixed with focus. Guys like Jordan Davis and Josh Sweat have been vocal about what that loss meant. They know the Giants embarrassed them. They know that national audiences wrote them off after that Thursday night collapse. That's fuel. That's bulletin board material. And if you followed this team long enough, you know what happens when they feel disrespected. They don't just respond, they explode. Then there's the offensive side. Jalen Hurts is coming off one of his cleanest passing games of the year, showing patience, rhythm, and poise. Even without the designed runs that used to define him, he's been evolving, reading defenses faster, trusting his pocket, and using his accuracy to spread the field. His chemistry with DeVonta Smith is peaking at just the right time. Smitty's coming off a monster performance, racking up 183 yards last week and proving once again that when A.J. Brown isn't out there, he's more than ready to carry the load. The two-leg parlay of over 5.5 receptions and 69.5 yards? Those numbers feel conservative right now. When the Eagles were the Kelly Greens, Smith always seems to find the end zone. Speaking of the Kelly Greens, they're not just jerseys, they're a mindset. There's a swagger that comes with them, a reminder of the franchise's roots and the city's toughness. The players feel it, the fans feel it, and the energy inside Lincoln Financial Field is different when that color hits the field. Jalen Hurts said it himself, them green things hit different. You can almost sense that the entire team feeds off it. The last 4 times they've worn them, they've walked away victorious. And it's not just wins, it's dominance. Explosive plays, electric defense, statement performances. The Kelly Greens symbolize everything this city loves about its football team: grit, tradition, and a chip on the shoulder. Still, one concern remains: protecting Hurts from that New York front. Dexter Lawrence is no joke. The Eagles' interior line will have to be sharp, disciplined, and ready for the physical battle. If Brett Toth can just hold his ground and avoid letting Lawrence collapse the pocket, Hurts will have enough time to pick apart the Giants' secondary. And with Saquon Barkley likely to be featured early, it could be the perfect way to balance the offense. Barkley hasn't hit full stride yet, but this could be his breakout moment in Midnight Green, or, should we say, Kelly Green. If he finds space early and forces New York to commit extra bodies to the box, that opens up everything downfield. Play action, deep shots, and those RPOs that make Hurts so dangerous. What really stands out, though, is how the numbers quietly back up the confidence. Hurts has thrown at least 2 touchdown passes in 4 of the last 5 games, and the Eagles are 4-0 when he does. He's on pace for over 40 total touchdowns this season. That's MVP-level production, even if no one's saying it out loud yet. And that's the difference between last season's chaos and this season's resilience. Hurts is finding ways to win, even when the run game isn't working, even when he has to carry the team. If the Eagles come out with the same urgency they've shown all week, if the defensive line brings the heat, if Dean and Mitchell shore up the middle and back end, this could easily be the most complete performance of the year. A game that not only avenges an ugly loss but reasserts Philadelphia as a powerhouse in the NFC. The standings are tight, and every win matters. With 6 or 7 teams sitting on 2 losses, this is about more than bragging rights. It's about playoff positioning, about momentum, and about sending a message that the birds are far from done. So now it's your turn, Eagles Nation. Do you think this will be the game where everything finally clicks? Drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button if you believe in the Kelly Green magic, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the post-game breakdown. Fly Eagles fly, and I'll see you on the next one, with the highlights playing right here on your screen. Because here's the truth, this team's ceiling hasn't even been reached yet. We've seen flashes, sure, the defense dominating for stretches, the offense erupting in moments, but not the full picture. Sunday feels like the first real chance to put it all together. The veterans like Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox know their window is closing, and they're treating this like a statement about legacy. The younger guys, Carter, Dane, Mitchell, they're hungry to prove that the next generation of Eagles defenders is already here, ready to carry the torch. The Giants might have caught them sleeping once, but not again. Not in front of 70,000 roaring fans, not under those lights, and not in those colors. This one has all the makings of a classic Philly moment, redemption, pride, and a little bit of attitude. It's about proving that what happened before was a fluke, not a forecast. So settle in, Eagles fans. The Kelly Greens are back, the defense is healthy, and the offense is finding its rhythm. Every sign points to something special about to happen. And when that first whistle blows, when the crowd erupts, and Jalen Hurts leads that opening drive, you'll know. This is the Philadelphia Eagles we've been waiting for. Hit that like button, subscribe for all the post-game coverage, and stick around. Highlights and analysis are on the screen right now. Fly Eagles fly, because here's the truth, this team's ceiling hasn't even been reached yet. We've seen flashes, sure, the defense dominating for stretches, the offense erupting in moments, but not the full picture. Sunday feels like the first real chance to put it all together. The veterans like Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox know their window is